Hello, good evening. Welcome to day 3 of Hell Week. So tonight's little job, we're down at the apiary. A bit later than we normally would be, but my wife had to go out and do some shopping, so I stayed and just looked after the kids. And it's probably preferable to come down a bit later anyway, just to take the supers off. Then you generally avoid robbing. The good news is I have now found all of my, just drop that one, all of my travel screens, so we'll get those on. And I have just labelled all my entries for the Picton show before I came out, just to fill the time. But now we'll try and get these supers on and get these travel boards on, and of course get everybody strapped up, ready to move. Then I'll come down tomorrow evening, close them up, straight in Land Rover, and off we go. So this is the first one. We just need to change the quilt over for a travel screen tonight. You can see we've still got bees on top, so they're getting up here somehow. I don't know how. I mean, they might even just be getting up under the roof. So we'll get this travel screen on. That'll stop them. If you want straps, I generally find Aldi are very good for straps. I prefer the ratchet style. You get these horrible things from certain leading beekeeping suppliers, which you generally end up twisting all over the place. Like they've glued that down. Well done, bees. Well done. Let's just knock those off. Let's put the clearer board on. The travel screen on, rather. There's the travel screen. Normally I don't use the travel screens because we're not going too far and it's not normally that hot in the UK. But seeing as they are forecasting very high temperatures in the 30s this weekend, I don't want to risk the bees. I don't know if you ever come across a company called Arnia who do the hive monitoring system. They show quite a spectacular graph in their demonstration of hive temperature while travelling. And this hive they're monitoring, you can see it was normally, before it started moving them, the bees were about 34 degrees. Then suddenly, as they're moving, the temperature in the hive rocketed up to 40 degrees and then went back down to ambient. What had happened at that point is the bees had actually died through overheating. So you want to do as much as we can to keep them cool when we're travelling. Now, so these hives, they've all got open mesh floors, so there's ventilation there, and now they've got ventilation on top as well. So this should help them travel and keep them cool. But I will be, when I get them home tomorrow night, I will give them a spray of cold water, just help keep them cool, and I will then give them a spray again in the morning. Okay, well, the roof's on nice and secure. I suspect they are getting under the roof on this one. Right, let's do number 2. So here we are, number 2. Take the travel screen off. So the glass quilts, I will be taking them up with me. But what I'll be doing is I'll be taking the travel screens off and putting the quilts on when we first get up to the moors. That way I can bring the travel screens down, and Saturday evening I can pop down here and just put them on. Come on, in you go. There we are. And I'll probably take the opportunity of, while I've got the travel screens off, to actually put them, clean them up before they go up. Right, let's get the strap on. The straps themselves, these will actually stay on the hive while they're up on the moors. It does get windy up there sometimes, so we'll just hold them together. Now I only ever use one strap, but if you're doing your beekeeping exam and the examiner asks you to show them how to stop up a hive, always use two. You should have one there and one there. In this case, I find that because my floors are fastened to my brood boxes and the bees have generally properlised everything, they don't generally come apart my hives. Now we just want to make sure everything is nice and aligned so bees aren't going to escape while we're travelling. I did have an incident one year where, at that time I had a trailer and I brought all the bees back at once, 4 in the back of the Land Rover, 4 in the trailer. And what I hadn't realised is that one in the trailer had actually come apart while travelling, and I didn't have any lights, and the first thing I realised about them having separated was as I was carrying them back to the stand I started getting stung because they were all escaping round me. So I'm always very careful. If I'm doing it in the dark, I will take a torch so I can just check them. But anyway, that's them all ready to go. On to number 3. So number 3, we have to get the supers off. So we've 3 supers to get off this one, and I can almost guarantee that one of these supers will be full of bees still. Excuse me a sec, let me jump blowing the nose. So blowing in the nose into the bee suit is not easy. So let's have a look, let's see if they've cleared. I'm half expecting them not to clear. Oh, we might be lucky. We might be very, very lucky. Then again, we might be very, very unlucky. So in this case, we have basically got to pull the frames and brush. But I'll probably take that and do it over at the Land Rover itself. So these bees, they haven't cleared. So what I'm going to do, I'll just pull the frame. I mean, there's not many in here. I can't get that one out, so we'll try and get that one out. That's it. If I just brush them off with a brush, just gently, there's not many. That means they'll then fly back to the hive. I do it away from the hive, then you don't get other bees robbing. But the bees I'm brushing off will fly back to the hive. There you go, they're all out. It's the odd one, but they'll find their way out. And that goes in the Land Rover. Let's go and get the next one. There's not so many in this one. I think this is going to be a nightmare to get apart as well. This one was one with a broken frame. This will be the last year this Super's used. I'm going to get rid of these frames finally. And there's the broken frame from last night. See the sidebars come away. So what will happen with this Super is it'll probably, once extracted, get taken back up to the heather, and then the combs will be crushed when they come back down full of heather honey, and the frames will be retired to the chimney. Now, some people might tell you that frame is not ready to extract, but they have actually just, bees have started capping it off in places, and if I shake that over the Land Rover, there's no drops, and that's always a good test to see if it's ready or not. If you shake it and you get drops, it's not ready to extract. If you shake it and there's no drops, it is safe. Yeah, I've still got this COVID, though, the after effects of this COVID. I'm actually testing negative now. I have done for the last week, so I've just got the remnants of whatever's floating around. There's nothing on that one. Put that back in there. And again, there's a few in here that need to be evicted. Not on that one, but there is on that one. This is just this is what's called a bee brush, which they used to say badger hair bristles. I don't know, bristles, but I don't know what these are these days. Ideally, what you have for doing this is a goose wing, a goose feather wing. And then I think you say that you need a left wing if you're right-handed and a right wing if you're left-handed. Now, as I say, this one's it's capped, but there is a bit of nectar coming out there, so it's probably not ready for extraction, that one. What I'll probably do is just put it on another hive later on next week to just to finish off. I mean, it's not far off finished, that. Come on, out you go. Oh, then that's one. Right. That's all sorted. Oh, sorry. That's all sorted. Dropped you. And I'm going to use the quilts that I took off the other hives just to cover them over so we don't get any robbing. Right, and back over to the hive. So we're now ready to take the clearer board off. We'll give them a swift smoke. What you'll probably find is there's loads of bees under here. Yep, look at all those. So what we'll do, we'll just knock them off. Give them a smoke. Come on, down you go. And then just gently put the quilt on, the travel screen on. There we go. And now we're time for another strap. That's on straight, that's on straight. Make sure everything's aligned. There we are, all sorted. I'll leave the carpet off, and I'll just put the oh no, it's just a little bit skew width there, so I'll just release the pressure a bit. So that's the best we're going to get it. And then we'll put the roof on. What you might find when we come down tomorrow night is that the bees have actually started filling the holes in the travel screen with propolis, but they won't fill it all the way. That's it for number 3. Okay, so now we have to get the supers off the big hive. So this might be a bit more challenging. Again, I suspect they probably haven't cleared. Let's have a look. There's the travel screen for that one. We won't put the carpet on. And again, they haven't cleared. So again, I'll just one at a time with the supers, and then we'll get the bees out. So I've got all the bees out those supers now with a brush. You can see we have got a lot of bees on the front of the hive. They're all the bees that I brushed off coming back to the hive. What we are going to have to watch tomorrow night when we couldn't pick them up is that we might have a cluster of bees hanging out the door, the entrance of the hive, because there's just so many bees in there. Smoke's getting me. So we may have to give them a bit of a smoke to get them in. Anyway, let's get this clear board off. Then we can get the travel screen on. And as I take it off, yeah, absolutely busting with bees. And they are not happy. I'm just going to put this on gently so we don't crush anybody. And there we are, the colony is now roaring. And we'll put a strap on. Look, we've got a drone there. This is actually one of my drone production colonies as well. Because you can never be certain what your queen is going to mate with, especially after lockdown. We've now got a lot of lockdown beekeepers who don't really know what they're doing and have bought bees from all over the place. Some of my nice colonies have now turned yellow, and from the normal black they are, and can go quite nasty. So I try and flood the area with my drones. You can never, if you can try and control what drones your queens mate with, you might stand a chance. Really, if you're going to start beekeeping, you need to talk to your local beekeeping association first. Because otherwise you're just going to mess up the entire genetics of the area. Now I've got to be careful, because I think if I remember right there was actually a yeah, I was right, there was actually a beam across, so I've just strapped the hive down to the stand. This is an earlier revision of my hive stand. I took that extra beam out in newer revisions. Saves wooden, you don't get this problem of being able to strap the hive down when you want to try and move it. Get a bit more centralised and then ratchet away. That's it. I'll just show you how easy it is to move this one. Yep, that's going to be lovely and easy to move tomorrow. You don't want them too heavy, otherwise if you can't move them it's impossible to lift them. Right, there we are. That's that one ready to go. So last job of the night, we're just going to get this one with to get the supers off, and I think that will do for this evening then. So, and again, these looks like these haven't cleared. Let's see how bad they are. Well, I don't think they're actually that bad, this one. But there's still got 2 supers to clear, so let's get them off. And for this one, once we get down to the clear board, I'm just going to put the quilt back on. Yeah, it's just the odd one this time. It's not like there's thousands in them. Saying that one sounds a bit noisy. Yeah, there's a few. They'll need shaking out. Or brushing out, rather. Bees off the crown board, to the board, and down. And then what we'll do is we'll just just put the quilt on overnight, and that's it. So the other 4, they just need strapping up, and the travel boards putting on them. So we'll do that Saturday night once we've got the other ones up on the moors. Okay. Right, so we're on our way back. Get these in the shed. So we just got home. One thing you must never do is leave supers in your vehicle or even Land Rover overnight, because I can guarantee you come out next morning and you'll find your Land Rover will be full of bees trying to rob them out. So anytime you're moving supers, doesn't matter how tired you are, always make sure you get them into somewhere that's sealed so the bees can't get to them. So that's my next job, and then it's nearly time for bed. So I'll see you on Hell Day, Day 4, Hell Week, Day 4, tomorrow when we start actually moving bees. Good night.